What's up guys, welcome back to my channel Danny Approved Fitness and Nutrition, and today in this video we're going to be talking about a very different topic, and this is the documentary called What the Health. So if you aren't familiar with the documentary What the Health is a documentary that basically goes over a vegan diet and how a vegan diet transforms people's lives, how it's better for the environment, how people lose a ton of weight, get off their diabetes medication. So the entire documentary is essentially a very biased documentary based on being a vegan. I was watching the show the other day on national television. It's called The Doctors, and they had Dr. Joel Kahn on, and he was talking about, because he's a vegan expertise in cardiology. So he's basically works with the heart, and he's very big advocate on going on a vegan diet and how that all this saturated fat and all these animal products that we are eating is very detrimental for our health, and that it can cause a lot of harm and could lead to colorectal cancer, all types of diseases like diabetes, and etc. The team of doctors that were on the show, they were basically giving their contention, and it was a very interesting debate because when I first saw the documentary What the Health, it was so persuasive and vegan diet and how it could be so healthy for you that I was actually thinking, man, maybe I should go vegan. And I was so turned off to eating any sort of animal product that I actually did wind up going vegan for 2 weeks. I wound up eating a lot of different soy products. I was eating a lot of veggie burgers and stuff of that nature, and just a lot of whole grains. But what happened to me was, after I watched that documentary and I was on a vegan diet for 2 weeks, I was thinking, man, there has to be more to this than meets the eye. So maybe I should start doing some research and look at the other side. Of course, you have a lot of professionals in the community of people that are advocating for eating meat. Even though their opinions are kind of extreme, I still think that we should be listening to people that consume meat and the health benefits of eating meat, and we should listen to the people that are advocating for a vegan diet. So when I started researching about meat eaters and what they eat and the type of foods that we should be consuming, they say from our human evolutionary standpoint that this is how we evolved, and through a protein synthesized diet, that this is how we got smarter, we're able to hunt better, and how over time we just kept getting more intelligent and more intelligent. And this is why we are the superior animal on the planet. The people that are advocates of the vegan diet claim that since we are so much more intelligent than animals, this means that we shouldn't be eating meat like this, and that we should eliminate it completely from our diet, and that there's so many different options. But it kind of becomes very controversial because there are so many different people that have various blood types, number one. Number two, in the documentary, and the biggest issue that I had with the documentary essentially is that they give very distorted viewpoints and they make very controversial statements. One of the things that they state in the documentary is that eating eggs all the time or eating eggs on a daily basis is the equivalent to smoking 5 cigarettes a day. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know too much about cigarettes, although I do know that they're extremely toxic, extremely cancerous, and there should be no place for this. I don't know about you, but for me, I do not see any equivalent to smoking cigarettes and consuming eggs. As you may already know, eggs are actually a very true superfood. Eggs are loaded with a ton of health benefits, from vitamin A. They are a rare source of vitamin D for human beings. They are loaded with choline. They have so many different health benefits for our skin, hair, and nails. A very big anti-aging food. And they are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, mind you, if the chicken is raised correctly and it's raised in its natural habitat. So to make controversial statements like that and say that eating 1 egg a day is the equivalent to smoking 5 cigarettes a day, I was not down for that at all. I said there has to be something wrong with this picture here. So that was number one. Number two, they also make claims that eating meat and eating beef increases your chance for cancer by a dramatic amount. When people are studying these diets, when people are studying why people are obese, and this is something actually that Joe Rogan says a lot also on his podcast, because Joe Rogan is a big advocate of eating meat. He says that a lot of people, especially in the vegan community, that they claim that eating all this meat is so toxic and causes all this cancer, and that they've done multiple studies on tens of thousands of people, and that this is why it leads to cancer. But ironically, if you look this up, I always thought that Japan had the highest life expectancy out of any culture in the world, and it does. But actually, the city with the highest life expectancy is actually Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, they eat double the red meat that we do in America. So, and I wonder too if they are eating all their meat 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised, organic, all those labels that we are always looking for when it comes to eating meat. I do understand completely when it comes to the inhumane ways that animals are being treated and that animals are living in squalor and that they're totally mistreated. And I've seen documentaries and it really, really makes my stomach turn. So this is why I've been really, really cutting back completely on the pork and really have been cutting back on the red meat and trying to stick to more fish, because I think I don't feel the same sympathy for a fish that I would for like an animal like a pig or a cow. So this is what I've been doing. But it doesn't mean that I would want to omit meat or animal product completely from my diet, because there are a lot of essential nutrients that we've been getting from meat for thousands of years. This is how we've been living. And on a vegan diet, you're taking all that type of animal product away from your diet. You are taking away and eliminating very, very valuable nutrients. And people will say, oh yeah, but you could just take a supplement for that. But this does not have the same bioavailability that we are getting from animal products. And if we were being more specific about it, like, drinking things like milk, of course, we might not have the enzymes to digest lactose the way we used to. They make very, very controversial statements in the documentary about the eggs. They also claim that there were studies done in the 1940s that were able to cure cancer, and they were giving people a lot of sugar, and that sugar does not cause diabetes. If you are educated enough and you actually know even a little bit about diabetes, one of the first things that they are going to tell you is that you are not supposed to be eating a ton of refined sugar. And even so, even though I'm a huge advocate of fruit, again, you have to be very careful. If you have diabetes, there are certain fruits that will make you more sensitive and increase your blood sugar dramatically. So this is a very, very controversial statement to make about that. Linking meat to colon cancer, linking eggs to being the equivalent of cigarettes, encouraging people to have sugar, and that it has no correlation to diabetes. To me, these are very, very, completely asinine statements to make. I have very close friends of mine that are vegan. I have no problem with people going on a vegan diet. I had an issue with that whole vegan documentary. And studies have shown that a lot of these people that start to consume a ton of conventional soy products, this becomes phytoestrogenic, and it causes a lot of inflammation in your body and could lead to a lot of other potential diseases. What do I think about this documentary, What the Health? Okay, it was a documentary that was well made. It persuaded a lot of people to go vegan, but the facts are not there. Again, these studies that are being done and studying so many different communities, they are randomized studies. They are not specific. And if you're going to make correlations about eating meat with cancer, with heart disease, with diabetes, then it has to be very, very specific. And we want to know the quality of the meats. We can't be studying people that go through a Wendy's drive-thru or McDonald's drive-thru every day and are eating Big Macs and are having a ton of refined sugar and a ton of soda and hydrogenated oils with these French fries. So again, do I believe that this documentary was specific enough and really stated the facts? No, I do not. So I don't recommend the documentary What the Health, because it had a very, very distorted and biased view when it comes to a vegan diet. I'm not against the vegan diet, and I think some of these vegan people are wonderful and they are very encouraging and they have a lot of sympathy for animals, and that is a beautiful thing and an amazing thing. I just am not a fan of that documentary. That is all I'm saying. I hope this video helps you out, guys. This is my review on What the Health, the documentary on going vegan. Stay tuned for more videos. Ask me about the Danny approved fitness and nutrition plan, and let's get healthy together. Thank you so much.